Silence of the Heart, Adams, chapter 16. There are three main virtues that you have to acquire in order to become liberated. There are three virtues that are most important for you to achieve before enlightenment. Every enlightened person on this earth, everyone who has been liberated has had these three virtues. You cannot be liberated without them. The first one is compassion. The second one is humility. And the third one is service. What is compassion? Actually, compassion is when you are reconciled with the entire universe. There is nothing in this whole universe that you are against. Think about that. Compassion means reverence for all things. Everything is alive. There is no such thing as dead matter. Everything has its own life. When you have reverence for life, you respect everything. And you have no animosity towards anyone or anything. I am not talking about human beings. I am speaking of the mineral kingdom, the vegetable kingdom, the animal kingdom, and the human kingdom. Have you ever heard of a sage or a liberated person who was at odds with anything in the world? You have to come to terms with yourself. Too many Advaita Vedantists, non-duality people go around shouting, I am one with this, I am one with that. Everything is absolute reality. And yet they have so many bad habits. It is sort of paradoxical. So many times I tell you, everything is karmic. Everything is preordained. And you do not lift one finger that is not preordained for you to do. Yet, at the same time, I am telling you that you have to give up certain things and develop higher qualities, which is right. For you would say to yourself, if everything is preordained, why should I care about what I do, how I act, or how I live? Everything is supposed to happen this way. This is true on one level, but then again, you have the total freedom to turn within and not to react to life's situations. You have that freedom. So everything is preordained, and at the same time, you have the freedom to turn within and find out to whom preordination comes to. By lifting up into a higher state of consciousness and becoming free. Therefore, compassion is very important. I use myself as an example. I go to lunch with many of you. I enjoy going to lunch with you, but I do it out of great compassion, a great compassion for you, because this gives you great pleasure. When I am at lunch with some of you, you always see me taking a handful of vitamin pills. Before I came to LA, I never took a vitamin in my life. But some of you heard about a so-called disease that I may have. So you bring me vitamins and minerals and pills and everything else. So I take these things for your sake, not for my sake, because of great compassion. Approximately 2 years ago, someone came to my house at 4 p.m. on a Friday evening, rang the bell. I opened the door. There was this guy standing there with a big smile on his face, as if he had known me all of his life. He explained that he had met me once in 1958 in Bangalore in India at Papa Ram Dass's ashram. I am not a guru. I didn't remember him. He also told me that he came to my class in Colorado in 1973. But he felt so good about this that I told him that I did recognize him and that I remembered him. He was passing through, so he came by to see me. He wanted me to initiate him into Advaita Vedanta. I explained to him that I do not do initiations. I am not a guru or a yogi or anything like that. Besides, you cannot get initiated into Advaita Vedanta. There has to be an initiator and somebody to get initiated. There has to be a subject and an object. And since there is no subject and no object, how can I initiate anyone? But he did not take no for an answer. He started beseeching me. He came a long way to see me, and I must initiate him. I explained to him again that I do not do this. I do not believe in this, and it has nothing to do with Advaita Vedanta. Why doesn't he go find a yogi or somebody like this who does initiations? The next thing he did, he took out $200 and put it down, and he said, "Here, take this, initiate me." I took the $200 and put it and shoved it in his pocket, and I explained to him, I do not take money from someone I don't even know, and I don't do initiations. Finally, he got down on his knees, and he grabbed my legs, and he started crying. So what could I do? I was in a dilemma. So I told him, I put my left hand on his head and my right hand on his chest, and I said, in the name of Advaita Vedanta, you are now initiated into pure awareness. Now, something happened to him. It is the first time I had seen anybody's hair stand up. It's as if a surge of electricity went through his body, and he stood up and smiled, and I was actually able to see myself as him. He really had a total transformation, and he said goodbye and left. I never saw him again. Now, what is the purpose of this story? It has no purpose. It's just a story. I added it to today's teaching to make the time go by faster. Laughter. Student, I thought it was going to have something to do with compassion. Robert, no compassion at all. It had nothing to do with anything. It doesn't belong here at all. It is to make you see and understand that you have to break up your inner linear thinking. But to get back to compassion, you have to have compassion. I did actually have great compassion for this person, but I never used the word. It is the word to make you sort of understand what it is that we explain all these things together. Anyone who comes into your life must be helped. Compassion is very important. Think of the times in your life that you could have had compassion, but you didn't. For your thoughts interfered, and you came to the conclusion, basically, the thoughts came into your head. For instance, you have a homeless person who asks you for a couple of dollars or whatever. It makes no difference why he wants the couple of dollars, whether he wants to buy some whiskey or he wants to buy some bread or what he wants to do. It is your duty to help anyone who comes into your atmosphere. Anyone who comes into your life must be helped. It is no accident that this homeless person came to you. Do not turn him away, for by turning him away, you are turning yourself away. If you had compassion, would you eat meat? This is compassion, reconciling yourself with the universe. All of the kingdoms, animals. We should have great compassion for every animal on earth, whether they are ants or cockroaches, or goats or sheep or cows. If we have compassion like this, would we still eat meat? We have to have great compassion for the flowers, the vegetation, everything that exists. We have to have great compassion for all of the minerals on the earth, everything. This is reconciling ourselves with the entire universe. This is important. Ponder this. Some of us wonder why we have been on this path for so long and we not seem to be making any progress. It is because your compassion is not big enough. Humility. Next, we go to humility. Humility is very, very important. Everybody wants to win a point, win an argument, win a fight. And yet, if you have humility, it never comes into your mind to win or to get even. Humility is karmic. Karma is like stepping on a rake and it hits you in the head, cause and effect. The cause is that you stepped on the rake. The effect is the handle hits you on the head. This is our karma. Everything that goes around comes around. You step on a rake, but the handle does not hit you immediately. It may hit you years later or in another incarnation. But you will get hit on the head. So there is immediate karma and there is future karma. The only way to get rid of it is to have tremendous humility. Say that someone slaps you. The first thing your ego will tell us is to beat him up, to smack them, to shoot them, to kill them, to get even with them. But if we are wise, we will understand the reason that we were slapped on the face. And of course, somewhere, somehow, this is the karma returning to us. And if we retaliate, we are setting new karma in motion, which will return to us later. How to transcend your karma. Therefore, anything that has ever happened to you in any area of your life, no matter how it looks, you are in the right place. No one is picking on you. No one is trying to do anything to you. No one is trying to hurt you. If you cooperate and do not react and do not retaliate and send out a message of love and peace, then you are transcending your karma. And it will never come back again. But if you retaliate and you try to win the battle, you may appear to be winning the battle this instant. You may appear to be getting somewhere, but the fruits of your actions must return sooner or later. Therefore, you are playing games with yourself, and you will never get anywhere. You will keep repeating the situation again and again and again with different people. You may move to a different state, be involved in different situations, but you will find the same problems. The saint who talked to the wasps. Therefore, whenever something is wrong in your life, whatever seems terrible, do not look at the problem in itself as a problem. Rise above it. Realize no one is to blame for it. You have no enemies. No one is trying to hurt you. This is humility. You are not a coward. You are not a wimp. You have risen above that kind of thinking. That kind of thinking does not exist. That's why the story of Ramana Maharishi, when he went for a walk in the jungle one day and inadvertently stepped into a wasp nest, and the wasp started stinging him, did not even pull his leg out. But he spoke to the wasps and said, I deserve this. I invaded the house where you live, and I deserve what you are doing to my leg. And if you want, you can attack the other leg. When he got back to the ashram from his walk, he was bitten all through his leg and had to put ointment on it. But he wasn't fazed one bit. He had a particular smile on his face with the realization all is well. Now look at your own lives. Think of the things that bother you every day, that annoy you every day, the things that make you angry, that make you upset, that make you want to retaliate. Get rid of this. Service. Our mission on this earth is to be of service to humanity. The third virtue is service. Our mission on this earth is to be of service to humanity. As you are trying to unfold, as we are trying to raise ourselves to a higher state, to be liberated, to become totally free, Be of service to all you can without looking for anything in return. Serve everyone you meet. Ask people what you can do for them to make their lives happier and brighter. Be of total service to everyone. It is written that the first shall be last and the last first. If you try to put your ego up front and you want fame and name and recognition, you will be beaten down all the time, and you will have all kinds of problems that come with achieving fame and name. In truth, you are not the doer, the body. You are not the mind. You are total freedom. You are already liberated, but this is intellectual with some of you. Therefore, practice these three virtues, and you will be amazed at how fast you become free. You must develop a sense of humility and humanity with all. Robert Adams.